Every single day, my father had 3 EC pearls ground into my porridge. A daughter of the Hu family had to radiate gold and silver from the inside out. Only then were you worthy of this kind of fortune. The pearl dust mixed into the scalding porridge burned my throat raw, but I had to smile and swallow it anyway. Father was pleased. He said that's the only way to marry into nobility without those snobby elites looking down on where you came from. A full 16 cargo ships, packed with 800,000 taels of silver, and more rare treasures than anyone could count. All of it was my dowry when I walked through the Song family's doors. But the Songs used every bit of my dowry to cover their debt, then had the nerve to look down on me for being a merchant's daughter. They said I tainted their noble bloodline. Meanwhile, I lived in that manor with barely enough food or clothes, mocked and humiliated by everyone, until I froze to death on a brutal winter night. But before I went, I fought back, and took the entire Song household down with me. Now I'm reborn, and I wake up to find the ship beneath me already sailing toward the capital. That same fleet of 16 ships, loaded with 800,000 tiles of silver and all those treasures, about to follow me into the Song residence as my dowry. Again, I remember my last moments, limbs frozen stiff, slumped against a cold wall, watching the Song manor go up in flames, while screams, curses, and desperate begging echoed all around me. I was dying, but seeing the whole Song family burn with me gave me a deep, bone-level satisfaction. Chun-Hee saw me wake up and quickly tucked a soft pillow behind my back. Premium snow swallow's nest, a full tael of silver per pound, had been simmering on low heat waiting for me. It came in a clean white porcelain bowl, warm going down, smooth and comforting. I took one spoonful and savored it. Chun-Hee thought I had no appetite. She looked at me with concern. The road to the capital is long. The food just isn't like back home. Miss is really going through it. Please just hang in there. Once we reach the capital, it won't be like this anymore. I heard her out and went quiet. Sweet, clueless Chun-Hee, she thought her young miss, was suffering because she couldn't get freshly braised bird's nest. She had absolutely no idea. In my last life, at the very end, I was choking down bitter weeds in dead winter, wrapped in nothing but a ratty blanket on snowy nights. That was what it truly meant to have nowhere left to go. Bird's nest? Back then, even a plain steamed bun would have felt like a feast. I finished the whole bowl and wiped the corner of my mouth. Then I had Chun-Hee call for Uncle Zhang, the steward. We were still 5 days out from the capital, and my wedding to Song Jingji was just over a month away. That night, Uncle Zhang set out carrying a handwritten letter from me, a white jade Guanyin statue, and 100 luminescent pearls. He boarded a small boat, and I watched it speed off toward the capital. I clenched my fist. This time, those 800,000 taels were going to put me on top. As for the Songs, they could wait to be charged for a debt they'd never be able to repay. Any power I could hold in my own hands, I would never give it away again. July 20th, the Hu family's merchant ships docked at the capital. Chun-Hee helped me put on my veiled hat. She carefully fastened my cloak and helped me step slowly off the dock. A woman came over with a big smile, inviting me into a sedan chair to visit the Song residence. In my last life, I walked right into it, followed her back without a second thought, and even stayed the night when they insisted. A few days later, rumors spread all over the capital that I had already given myself to Song Jingji. Lady Song came to me with a proposal. Since my reputation was ruined, she'd generously take me in as a favored concubine. I set down my teacup and had Uncle Zhang drag every one of those gossips straight to the authorities. Lady Song then stumbled over herself, saying she'd gotten confused in her old age. Looking back now, I should have just called off the engagement right there, instead of biting my tongue just to keep the alliance. Chun-Hee read my expression and stepped forward. The nanny's confused. Our miss just traveled a long way. She needs rest. We've got hot water and a warm bath ready at home. Asking her to go visiting right now? That's just cruel. I pretended to scold Chun-Hee for overstepping, then got into my own carriage and headed calmly to the Hu family's villa. Day 2, day 3. I called in every Hu family shop manager in the capital and went through the ledgers. Toured our properties. For days on end, all my focus was on the business. The Song residents could sit and wait. By all convention, as a junior and Song Jingji's fiancé, I should have gone to pay my respects the very next day. But the Songs never sent an invitation, so I wasn't about to show up uninvited. I wasn't the one in a rush, and the Emperor certainly wasn't coming for the Hu family. Sure enough, day 7, the Songs cracked first. They sent Lady Song's personal maid to invite me to a banquet at the Song estate the next day. Just before she left, I casually handed her a pearl the size of a lotus seed. Her eyes lit right up. She slipped it into her pocket without a word. Clearly, the Song family had hit rock bottom. They couldn't even keep up appearances anymore. Even Lady Song's own personal maid hadn't seen a decent tip in ages. I called Chun-Hee over and gave her quiet instructions. I told her, don't pinch pennies. What you're handling is your miss's happiness for the rest of her life. Chun-Hee shot me a look. What are you even saying, miss? Since when has the Hu family ever sweated over a little cash? I laughed. Spent too long around broke, bitter people in my last life. I guess some of that cheapness rubbed off on me. On the day of the banquet, I dressed simply and brought nothing more than a 20-year-old wild ginseng root as a gift.